Today, we will listen Göbeklitepe from Şerif Yenen, who is professional tour guide, travel writer, and international speaker. I would like to start by asking the story. What is the story of Göbeklitepe?
Well, Göbeklitepe has such a fascinating story. It is not a long history. Only about 25, 27 years ago, excavations started there. And each year, as they found new things, scientists from all around the world continued getting surprised. And some of the very notable international magazines featured Göbeklitepe with very sensational titles or headings, like the earliest temple in the world, the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve lived. These kinds of headings drew a big attention to Göbeklitepe. There's a German archaeologist called Klaus Schmidt, and he one day, by coincidence, came across with some finds which were obtained from the agricultural farming land in the place of Göbeklitepe. This was before it was excavated. Very interesting. It is an arid place. It is like a desert place. It is like a desert. It is the highest hill in the area, with approximately 770 meters altitude from the sea level. And there is a mulberry tree on top. And every year, people living around gather there in order to have some of their rituals. They have sacrifices, they make wishes there. Obviously, the place has been keeping its importance from thousands of years before. So when Klaus Schmidt discovered the new finds from the farming land in the area, he identified them very easily with the past experience that he had from Nevali Chori. And he wanted to excavate the site, and he started the excavations in 1995. And he found extremely unusual things there. What were these unusual things? T-shaped megaliths. One piece of stone weighing minimum a few tons. Not many pieces put together like in the Stonehenge. One piece of T-shaped megaliths placed in circles. About 10, 12 of them making a circle, and additionally, two more T-shaped, taller megaliths would be standing in the center. So he excavated first one of these circular buildings, and then the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one. They were all together, connected to each other. These megaliths were dating back to approximately 10,000 BC. So for the first time ever in archaeology, so many of these T-shaped megaliths were found all together, and very unusually, they were still standing. They were not scattered around. They were standing in place. I mean, built in the walls and so on. There are lots of interpretations of Göbeklitepe. If you just Google Göbeklitepe, you're going to find 1 million different ideas about Göbeklitepe. If aliens built them, or the connection to the lost continent Atlantis, and many other interpretations of Göbeklitepe.
History is being rewritten around Göbeklitepe. So what makes it so crucial to human history?
Well, when we look at Göbeklitepe from different viewpoints, we see different things there. One of the features that changed the old history books was that agriculture. So this was the common belief. Agriculture came first, and then the settled life followed it. But with the things found in Göbeklitepe, it is quite the opposite. Because in the Göbeklitepe area, they did not find any cultivated seeds, no signs of agriculture. So the Göbeklitepe people who built those gigantic buildings, obviously not their homes, but more probably public buildings, gigantic size, they were still hunter-gatherers. They didn't know farming. They didn't have agriculture. So they were going out into the nature and collecting their food and hunting their animals. They didn't find any traces of domesticated animals either. So from that, we understand that Göbeklitepe people were the settled hunter-gatherers, and they first settled down, and then agriculture came much later. So everything came upside down. I always thought about these people to be very primitive. I mean, hunter-gatherers living in caves, you know, but they proved the opposite. They didn't live in caves. They lived in buildings. They were able to build very sophisticated public buildings, a gigantic size. Not only that, they were even able to make reliefs, like sculpture, stylized animals on these stones. Be able to construct, shape these gigantic megaliths, and with which technology? Where did they get the technology from? We thought they would be primitive people living in the caves. So there is a very, very sharp transition from being primitive to being very sophisticated, like the people of Göbeklitepe there.
So what do you think about the new findings? Do new discoveries waiting for us?
Of course. First of all, Göbeklitepe is such a large size. 12 soccer fields would fit in the whole area there. So, of course, with the first speed, with the excitement, they dug and dug and dug, and they now have tons of artifacts which need to be studied. So they slowed down a little. And they are studying all the artifacts which were excavated from there, not only from the archaeological point of view, from all the point of view of all the other sciences. So this is the time now to obtain information from the finds. And I'm sure Göbeklitepe excavations will continue maybe for another 100 years, who knows. So this is the information that we have so far. Not only in Göbeklitepe, together with the whole area, excavations will continue and continue and continue. Hopefully, 50 years later, we will be knowing more about the human history, a lot more than what we know today.